look, I just want to talk about something like conceptual when it comes to the knee cut. All right, so this is gonna be like almost like a stream of thought. Right, I'm gonna talk about two concepts that I think are like interesting when it comes to finishing the pass and controlling the position in the transition. One is rotational control, and the other is crowd in space. So we just want to initiate from control situation. I just want to go into knee cut position where I already have the knee across the past the thigh line. I'm in good position, and technically from here, once I establish grips, I should win. But one thing that can be kind of like interesting is how significant this bottom arm is when it comes to his rotational control or ability to rotate, let's say. Right? If he lifts up a little and he tucks his elbow under him and then lays back on it, so lays back on his side, like at this point I can take the underhook away and I can try to drive into him, flatten him out, and I can even knee cut here. But at this point he still has structure, so like, man, I can't stop him from moving his hips. So he strumps. I try to flatten him out, trying to flatten him, he keeps moving, man, get back to guard, he can turtle up. Everything's possible because I haven't flattened him out. I have no control of the rotation. And I believe a long time ago I talked about this, but it's a near side arm that really matters when it comes to the rotation. So like here, that's why like if you've ever seen like a lot of people teach the knee cut, you'll also like almost always see them talk about grabbing the sleeve, grabbing the back of the elbow, elevate. Why? Because when I elevate this elbow from the deck, I disconnect it from the ground. It forces his body to turn away from me. And as I keep it elevated, he tries to turn on his side, super hard. And even without the underhook, man, I can even exaggerate this. Super interesting to me. Hopefully. Right? So get the underhook. Let me have this. I'm gonna pull this out. He's giving it to me. It's nice. Alright, let's go. Sweep me. Oh man, you had the underhook. Why didn't you win? Rotational control is all centered on that bottom, that near side. Now, one thing I've been looking at recently, I've been watching a lot of Lucas Dupree's matches or his videos, and when he teaches the knee cut, like he does emphasize this whole grabbing the elbow elevator, but what he does in addition to that is crowd the hip with his elbow. So he'll have like a low lapel grip and then crowd. So this is also a form of like both a form of rotational control and a form of crowd in the face. Why? Because like my elbow's closely on his hip, so when he tries to turn to face me, when I get low, I'm using my elbow to kind of pull his hip away. So this pressure is on the inside of his hip, is pushing his hip away. So if he tries to turn on his side, tries to tuck his elbow, like that pressure on his hip is forcing him flat, right? So when I grip here, and I'm here, like I'm using my elbow to kind of force him flat. And so he's trying to like turn on his side, trying to like attack. He might even try to take underhook. There's no space. Boom, elevate. Now he's starting to go flat. All right, and then I can finish however I want to finish. Right? There's all kinds of different methodologies. Slide out, crowd. Always different possibilities. What? It starts from rotational control and crowd in the space. So now here's a different control. I also like to grab high on the collar, pull up, and then pin over the shoulder. So I'm putting a lot of weight on his far shoulder to pin it down. So now when he tries to turn on the side, it's hard. Then when I elevate, I add that extra force. I'm just forcing him to rotate away from me. So even here, you can lock up on my leg as much as you want. But look, can he turn on the side? No. He's stuck. So I can finish however I want. Now, all of this is just to give you the idea that separate from our finished mechanics, there's a broad concept of controlling the rotation and crowding the space. So when I crowd the space, as far as like crowding the hips, with my, I'll give you another example of this crowding space out here. So let's go back down. So I'm gonna take it. It's gonna be, these are two separate concepts, but they're combined in the sense that the way I tend to teach the knee cut is goal, knee touches the mat. Second goal, hip touches the mat. Why? Because here, even with grips here, like without that connection, without crowding the space, he can bump me forward. So he takes his knee, bumps me, I'm out of position. Even if I'm like driving into him a little, he bumps me. But now I connect my hip to him. Even let go of the grips, he bumps me. So he's trying to bump me, I'm just sitting on his belly. Like bump me, move. Now do the same thing. No grips. Bump me, move. Again. So knees on the mat, outrigger, hip not connected, movement. Hip connected, very low movement. So like the methodology can change, but the objectives stay the same. All right. So hopefully that's interesting to you. Feel free to comment, because I like comments, and it also allows me to think about things I haven't thought about as far as like this concept, its applications, and gives me ideas for the future. All right. Have a great day.